Here's how to go from $100,000 a year to $1 million a year wholesaling real estate. All right, so here's exactly how you do it. First, you're gonna hire a cold caller. So I figure at $100,000, right, a year, you're probably doing maybe one deal a month, all right? At $100,000 a year, you're probably only doing one deal a month, averaging, let's just round it up and let's just say you're doing about $10,000 a month, all right? Now, you need to do is you need to hire yourself a cold caller, which this I call your lead manager. This is the person that filter and qualify the lead for you, whether it's an incoming call or whether they're just making straight up outbound cold call to random people that either the list that you pull or maybe you have subscribed for dollars and you send that list to them, whatever it is, all right? So you need to hire a cold caller. So this person's, all right, it's going to take away probably 6 hours of your time. So instead of you doing everything, you just, my friend, just duplicate yourself and get yourself a cold caller. And obviously you need to train this cold caller up to do what you do. Now they're on the phone every day, 8 hours a day. All right, that's going to free up 8 hours of your time. Earlier I said 6 hours. Dude, forget about it. It's going to free up 8 hours of your time for you to do actually other stuff, okay? So once you hire a lead manager, your cold caller, they're going to filter and qualify all the lead for you, and here is what you do. So you now just become the purchase manager or the closer. And we know, what takes the longest time is digging through the dirt and finding that diamonds, which means you got to go through hundreds or 1,000 no's to get one yes. But your lead manager, which you are clone and duplicate, so that's another one of you. So if you can do $100,000 a year by yourself, hiring a cold caller should help you because now you're just going to focus on becoming the closer. So now you can actually close 2 deals a month. So now you're at $20,000 a month, okay, with you closing just 2 deals a month. All right, 2 deals a month, okay, at $10,000 a pop. So now you're cranking out $20,000 a month with just one extra cold caller, all right? And so now we went from $100,000 a year, okay, to now $240,000 a year. So on your second year, okay, now you're sitting at $240,000 a month, which is one cold caller. So now at $200,000 a year, now you got some money that you can actually play with, okay? Which means now you're going to hire another cold caller. Same thing, a lead manager. So now you're going to have 2 cold caller, 2 lead manager. That's 16 hours a day, okay? Because you duplicate. So now you just hire another cold caller. So you just gain another extra 8 hours. So now they can go through a bigger list that you got, okay? So you're going to hire 2 cold caller, and you also need to hire 1 transactioner coordinator. Transactioner coordinator, this is the person that actually helps you sell the deal. You are still the main person. You're still the closer. Because a closer takes a little bit longer to train. It takes a certain person to actually get it on the phone, all right, and lock the property on a contract, and nobody can do it probably better than you are, okay? So that's kind of the last thing you want to do. But now you need to hire a transactional coordinator. A purchase manager don't spend that much time because once again, you probably don't have that much appointments, all right, to call. So a transactional coordinator, this is the person that takes care of once the property's under contract, they send the contract to the title company, they call the seller, they call the buyer, they line up the showing, all right? They get pictures from the seller, all right? So they are the one that's going to take your leads that you just put under contract, right? And then they're going to move this to closing. Their jobs is to coordinate everything between the seller, the buyer, and the title company. All you're doing is you focus on locking property up. That's where the money's at. So now that you hire a new cold caller, which means you got 2 now, so I expect that new cold caller that you just hire is going to get you another $10,000 a month, all right? So that's 1 more property that you're able to lock up on a contract per month and close. So now, so that will bring you to $30,000 a month. 30,000 times 12 months, now my friend, you're at $360,000 a year, and that's only 2 years in. Okay. Okay, so now we need 3 cold caller, 1 purchase manager.
And this is all in one video, right?
Yep. Okay. Manager. And then you got 1 transactional. C-O-O-C-O-O-R-D. I'm just going to abbreviate, okay? Okay, so let me know. Okay, so now you're going to hire another cold caller. So now you're sitting at 3 cold caller, and now this is the time when you need to hire and train another purchase manager. But this person right here, make sure that they have some sales background. You don't want to take somebody that has no sales experience and try to train them to become a closer. That's going to be extremely hard. It's better for you, all right, to find a purchase manager, a closer, someone that's already in sales, someone that works at a dealer shop. Man, those are killer, all right? Or maybe they are the one, a telemarketer. They're cold calling for all these companies. If you can help recruit them, right, recoup them onto your company, that, my friend, will skyrocket your business. Or you can join the local RIA. Maybe they're a new investor, new wholesaler that's just joined, right? But they have sales experience. They're just trying to learn the whole entire process. Okay, mastermind events, those are some great area, all right, that you can actually go and recoup and trying to find yourself a purchase manager. And remember, they got to have some sales background, okay? But you still got to train them up because it might be a whole new industry that they're trying to get in. And you're still going to only remain with 1 transactional coordinator because at this time, you're only closing, at this time, you're only closing 3 deals a month, okay? So you're only doing $30,000 a month. But now with this new cold caller that you just hired, that's going to bring you in an extra $10,000 a month. So now, my friend, you're sitting at $40,000, boom, per month. Now we're talking. So once again, that new cold caller is going to bring you in an extra $10,000 a month because all I'm thinking that you're just cloning yourself and you're just duplicating, all right, and expecting to close 1 extra deal when you bring on a new employee. So now you have $40,000 a month, $40,000 times 12, that's $80,000 a year. Now you're about 3 years in, okay? You're about 3 years in right now. Listen, this right here, it takes time. It does not happen overnight, and you don't want to rush into it. Trust me, step by step, all right? Inch by inch is a cinch. Yard by yard will be hard, my friend. When you're trying to rush into something, 1 little mistakes, it will knock you down. It'll push you back like 3 to 5 years. So instead of that, just 1 small step at a time, my friend. But 3 years in, $480,000. You know that most people go to college for 4 to 8 years just to get a college degree, just to come out so they can make $100,000 a year. You, my friend, just 3 years in, you're probably working way less than you were when you were a solopreneur. You're working way less than you're at $100,000 a year when you're doing everything yourself. Because now you're just buying and leveraging other people's time. These 3 cold caller, right? 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day. You just gained what? 8 times 3 is 24, right? You just gained 24 hours. And these people, right? They basically, right? 8 hours just pounding the phone for you while you're just sitting there waiting for that warm lead, right? For the warm lead to talk to you. So this is basically just duplicate what's already working. So at $480,000 a year, you just need to bring on another cold caller. So now you're up to 4 cold callers that's dialing for you 8 hours a day, right? 8 times 4. What is that? 32 hours. You just bought yourself, my friend, 32 hours when you can only hustle maybe what, max 18 hours a day? You just bought somebody's time. So now you just 4 times, you just clone yourself 4 times. So now you have 4 cold caller. You need 2 purchase manager now. Okay, you need 2 purchase manager just to filter, qualify the lead, plus you might be 3. But for you, you're now probably just looking over at your employee, making sure they do what they're supposed to do. Because at $480,000, my friend, now you got some money that you can basically now get system, run a team, and be the one that's overseeing everything. And you got to pay them, all right? Pay them good, pay them well. If they're good, if they're an asset to your company, you want to make sure that you chain them up. You put the golden handcuff on them. Make sure you give them the benefit, right? Like other company would do, right? Because regular employee mindset, that's what they want. They want the 4, the O, the 1, the K. They want the, you know, like they want the health insurance. They want something that's basically reliable, okay? That they know that they will get paid every single month, right? And they got their health and everything taken care of. So you got to make sure you take care of them. So now you're stepping up and actually becoming a leader. And you need different skill set with that. But anyways, okay, 2 purchase manager now. That's going to lock the deal under contract. And you need to hire 2 transactional coordinator. Same thing, but now you're duplicating, you're cloning, right? So your first transactional coordinator already know how to do the whole entire step. So guess what? All they need to do is they need to train the other new transactional coordinator. You don't have to train it because you already trained them already. So you're just going to take this person to train the new person. Same thing with the purchase manager. You take that person and have them train another closer for you. And you just make sure that you oversee. And typically you want, at this point, you want to have, not just at this point, but even before when you start hiring people on, you want to have at least a meeting, right? I would say like at least 2 to 3 times a week. A Monday and a Friday. Start of the week, end of the week. Beginning of the week, what is going on? What are you doing? What is all the leads coming in? Let's talk about it. What are some hurdles? What are some things that they need to work on? At the end of the week, summarize exactly what's going on with the whole entire week. Summarize everything and then kind of report it to you and things like that, okay? So this is now you're at $480,000 a year, okay? This extra cold caller, okay, should gain you another, once again, same exact thing. They're going to help you close another deal a month. So let's move on to the next step. So now with 4, all right, cold caller, 2 purchase manager, 2 transaction coordinator, that new cold caller is going to bring you in an extra $10,000. Same thing, like we're doing the exact same math again. Now you have $50,000 a month. Most of you at $50,000 a month, probably you can probably retire and live a very, very good life. But obviously the goal is to go from 100K to that 1 million. All right, the 1 million, the million that everybody wants to get to. All right, so it's going to take time. So this is going to be like maybe what, your 4th year? Maybe this is like your 4th year in. Okay, so same thing, 50,000 times 12 months, that gives you $600,000 a year. And you're just going to rinse and repeat the process. At this time, I'm expecting you're still going to have 2 purchase manager, you're still going to have 2 transaction coordinator, but now you're probably going to have 5 cold caller. You're going to have 5 cold caller, and at this time, you might have to go into a different market because at this time, you need to expand your market, right? Because the list that you pull, you can only have so much, so now you might have to take on another county, another cities, or even another states because you have to expand. You have to get a bigger list for your cold caller to start calling. Otherwise, it's just repeating the same people every single week, and it just doesn't make sense, all right? So once again, this is a slow-moving process, all right? 60,000, add an extra cold caller, all right? It's going to give you an extra 10,000 times 12. Now you're sitting at $720,000. You're now, what, your 4th or your 5th year actually into this business. Once again, 4 to 5 years into this business, and you're cranking out $720,000, okay, a year. And I probably expect you to work about maybe a few hours a day. You're not doing the 8 hours because you got a team that's going to do the entire work for you already, making $720,000 a year, working a few hours, and you're just going to continue to do that, all right? Add on another cold caller, give you an extra $10,000. You're just going to add that on top, right? 70,000, 80,000, and then once you get to 100,000 times 12, you're now going to sit at 1.2 million. So some people can get all of this done in 3 years, in 4 years, but to me, to go from 100,000 to actually get to 1 million, all right? Once again, it's going to take you some time to do it, but I feel like a reasonable time to actually build a system and a freaking operations where you're working on your business, you're not grinding like a mad dog working every single day, all right? It's going to take some time, okay, because you got to train, people leave, you got to hire new people, there's going to be things that's going to pop up. So typically to me, from 100 to $1 million, I'm thinking to start your business like that, I'm looking at between 5 to 6 years, all right? Just to be 5 to 6 years in my mind that you can go from 100 to $1 million wholesaling real estate. So I'm being very conservative, saying that, hey, 1 person you hire on will generate you 1 more deal a month, right? But
guess what? If your purchase manager, all right, if they're only closing you 1 deal a month, it means that they are not good enough, all right? They need either more training or you need to get someone else onto the team. Here's how my team lay out. So we got 3 lead manager, 2 purchase manager, and 2 transactional coordinator. The purchase manager, each of them is closing 4 deals per month. So one person can close 4 property. So for me, I don't need a big team, all right, to make $1 million a year. All I have is 7 VAs, all right, run the whole entire business. And then as you are growing, especially once you get to the $500,000 mark, all right, before you even hit the 1 million, you need to hire a person that's gonna take your positions, all right? You're gonna hire a person that's gonna take your positions. Now they actually look over the whole entire team and they report to you. So now you're only dealing with one person. And out of all of this, right, the purchase manager, all right, and the lead manager, what you also need to hire is someone who audit their call. So you need to hire one person, all right, that's gonna audit the call. Basically, they just pick out random calls from the lead manager, from one of the purchase manager, and then listen to the call, audit all the calls. So that means it keeps these 2, right, on their feet. Once it gets to this already, then the deal is just going to be pushed to closing. But the lead manager and the purchase manager, their phone call need to be audited just to make sure that they're not letting anything slip through the crack, and it keeps them on their toes knowing that someone is going to review and listen to all their phone call. That, my friend, is a very, very key. Once again, I was being very conservative about your scaling up. But once you get to that 300,000, 400,000, to scale up to $1 million, you just need to make sure that they can increase your marketing, and your purchase manager need to be increasing the amount of people, all right, that they lock under contract.
Boom! I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope it does add some value to you and help you go from a solopreneur to a freaking business owner and building your own real estate empire. Now listen, if you need more help on growing and scaling your wholesaling business, just go ahead and shoot me a DM on Twitter or on Instagram. Also, too, I want to let you know that I am going to be launching my own NFT project called TMC, the Millionaire Club, which means I'm blending NFT and real estate together to create a community of millionaires, and hopefully to help you become one of those millionaires inside of the community. If you want to find out more about the project and how you can be a part of it, get a piece of the pie, I would love to welcome you into the community. Go to tmcnftproject.com and let's go get this money. Until next time, take care and ciao.